Hi there, happy Tune In Tuesday. I'm Kim Irwin. I'm with Spirit Connection and my website is spiritconnection.org. I am talking again today about pranic healing. That's my dog. He is my assistant healer. Anyway, so I took the month of January to talk a little bit about and introduce to you what pranic healing is about. And again, this is it, Pranic, pranic healing. And it is just basically an energy healing. So the body wants to heal itself, and there are different techniques and tools that you can use to actually help affect the energy and the vibration around your body. And so this is something that if you go back a couple of weeks, I think it was the very first Tuesday in January, I explained and described how I became familiar with pranic healing, and it really was a fascinating story, especially for me, but I think you'd enjoy it too. So anyway, what I wanted to do on this final one for January, I wanted to go a little bit more in depth, excuse me, to explain some other ways that you can use pranic healing. I've talked about how you use color prana to help, for example, blue, very light blue color prana, and you're not touching the body. It's actually a transfer of energy. But light blue is kind of cooling and antiseptic and that kind of thing. Pink is soothing and calming. Green is healing. So that's part of what we do. But also the body, if you're not familiar with it, has chakras. Throughout your body, there are energy portals. Okay, I'm just going to use just kind of layman's terms here. And so in each area, there is energy and there's a life force, and that's called prana. Well, sometimes they get congested or they get a little off balance or whatever, and you just don't feel right. Maybe you're not speaking your truth. Maybe you've had a heartache of some sort. There's all kinds of different things. But when I'm doing a reading, a psychic reading in a session, sometimes it will involve pranic healing, and it will involve clearing an area. And I'll give you an example. I've got a girlfriend who I do a lot of pranic healing and psychic readings on. So we are very familiar with each other. We connect very quickly. I always have to ask for, don't have to, want to, do, ask for permission to connect. And then when we're done, I disconnect. Okay, so this isn't something like I'm following you home or whatever after the session. Excuse me. So what happened, I'll give you an example of one. She's a gal, almost 30, and she came to me and she was just really she was in a relationship where she really wasn't herself, and she wasn't speaking her truth. You guys know, sometimes you're in a relationship where you feel like, oh, I can't really say that. That may hurt that person's feelings. Or, how could I dare speak my mind? That person is always right. Whatever the situation is. So that kind of came to me, and I needed to clear her throat chakra. I can, scanning the patient, you can sense an overabundance of energy, kind of a clogging. Think about it like a filter, and when there's stuff that gets into that filter, nothing can drain through. So you can't get that clean, clear energy that's supposed to assist you through your journey of life. Something's clogged there. So I'm working with her and I sense this, and what I do is I can go up to that area and I can clear it. I can pull the dirty and diseased energy out of it and remove it for cleansing and clearing. Everything is positive and in the highest good for all of this. So I'll do that, and I will usually have her stand and I'll have, her eyes are closed and I'm working on her. So that felt really cool for her. The other thing was she was having just she wasn't following her instincts. Her gut was telling her something, but she wasn't acting on it. I didn't know this at the time, okay? So I'm doing this. I'm trying to figure out where she needs to be cleared, and right in here, just in what's called your solar plexus, I start where I could just feel like it just felt clogged, you know. So I started clearing that. Now her eyes are closed, okay? I'm not touching her. She has no idea what I'm doing. And I'm just gently pulling that and clearing that energy out so that she can have a nice, clear, open solar plexus so it can do what it needs to do naturally. When we were all done, I said to her, "What did you feel?" And she said, "Oh, I felt like you were pulling something out of my stomach." Isn't that cool? See, I love this because that is immediate satisfaction for me, knowing that, okay, we got the message, we interpreted it correctly, and her body felt it and responded to it. And I'll tell you what, people that are nervous about this or they think something bad is going to happen, you can be assured, like, I work with people all the time that are like that. And in the end, they're like, wow, I'm so glad I did this, you know, or I feel blessed, or thank goodness we identified that. We work together because we're connected and we're doing this stuff. So anyway, that was really, really cool. And again, I don't, you know, I'm not a doctor, certainly, but I don't do this all the time, but sometimes it comes up in our readings where that just is necessary and it will be helpful and beneficial for the person that I'm working with. So that again is pranic healing, and I love it. It makes people feel so good. It's so helpful, and it just helps encourage your body to do what it wants to do and needs to do naturally. So there you go. This is going to end our January 2025 pranic healing sessions. But in February, I've got kind of a cool surprise. So it'll be fun, especially for those of you who are out there thinking, what is going on here? Like, I thought she sold Arbonne, which I still do. But this is where my passion is. Like, this is what I love. And this was a gift. And I love being able to bless other people with it. So I hope you have a fantastic Tuesday. I will see you again in a week.